honor for me to be here to represent the cabinet of Vice President Šefčovič, who unfortunately was not able to be here today himself, but who is of course very keen on the discussions we are having here today, and wants certainly that I will brief him immediately on what was discussed here today and this morning. And Commission is very much following this meeting today. I would also like to congratulate the organizers for this very topical and timely event. The discussions on the energy union are in full speed right now, be it in the Parliament or with the Member States. And as you know, Vice President Šefčovič will also start a tour of European capitals and some other cities to discuss in more detail with all the necessary players on the future of the energy union and the focus. I was intrigued by President Buzek's comment where he said that all the challenges in the energy sector are represented in the region, in Central Southeastern Europe, like as a microcosmos of the issues at stake. I would actually say that all the challenges are all over Europe. The challenges are not only in Central Southeastern Europe. Challenges are perhaps different from one part of Europe to the other, but in all parts of Europe we have a lot to do. But what would the opportunities then be? How do we tackle the challenges? And there the energy union will of course be the element to look into the opportunities and how to turn challenges into win-win solutions. The energy union identified 5 guiding dimensions, and I will just say a word or two on each of them because they are highly relevant for the discussions today. So first of all, of course, we must have security, solidarity and trust in order to have an energy system that provides sufficient electricity, gas, oil at any moment when we need it. The aim being to have access, as it was already mentioned, through infrastructure to at least 3 different sources, indigenous sources playing of course a key role in this respect, putting a strong emphasis on developments in the Black Sea region, of course. A fully integrated market is of course one of the best guarantees for security of supply and through competition. Competition is also the best way to make sure that our consumers and business have choice for their supply, but also to make sure that prices will converge, and in a high-priced region, price convergence of course means prices are going to go down. So competition is an important element there. Internal markets, we need to put software in place, implement network codes, market coupling, etc. But we also need to support this software part with the hardware, meaning the missing infrastructure and missing interconnectors. Third, energy efficiency is of course one of the key elements to make sure that we don't need to spend scarce funds into more production when we can actually save energy. Energy efficiency investments in buildings in particular are typically pay typically themselves back in just 1 or 2 years. So they are very productive investments. Maybe difficult to get them off the ground, but they are very productive and save in our energy bills in the years immediately in the year after implementation. The transition to low carbon economy of course means investing in renewable sources, be it wind, which is very prominent in also Eastern Europe, be it biomass in other parts as well. But we also have to keep in mind that gas plays a useful complementary role with renewable production, especially the variable new renewable production. And if gas replaces coal, we are of course also taking a step towards a more sustainable transition to low carbon economy. Mentioning gas takes me to the fifth dimension of the energy union, which is technology. We must be technology leader in Europe. We must be able to show the world the example, be it in next generation solar panels or be next generation of wind, but also carbon capture and storage, which is an element that can usefully complement gas production, but can also be used when fully commercially viable also to coal production. Technology requires investment and it requires also cooperation, but it is the key element for our competitiveness in the future, in the short, but also in particular in the longer term. Regional cooperation was mentioned as the key element of energy union, and regional cooperation is certainly a useful way to make sure that we progress towards an integrated, fully functioning internal energy market. Regional cooperation is not an end in itself. It should be seen as a stepping stone towards the EU market. And regional cooperation has already started. The high-level group on CESEC was mentioned, is one example of how regional cooperation can function and have the relevant momentum behind it. The CESEC high-level group on Central Southeastern Europe was established in early February in a kick-off meeting in Sofia, and as His Excellency Mr. Motoc already mentioned, it is expected to deliver its Memorandum of Understanding and Action Plan already early July in Dubrovnik. So everybody has been working very hard. There is very good atmosphere in the high-level group technical level, and I'm sure that we can deliver the action plan. The key here, and I think the key for the day, also to the discussions today, is that together we can build a stronger Europe. Together we can also build it cheaper than by having 28 different Europes or 28 different energy plans. So we can be more competitive, have lower energy prices, and have better security of supply. So on behalf of Vice President Šefčovič, and also of course on my own behalf, I wish you a very lively discussion today and a very successful Energy Day today. Thank you.